All right, for number 19, we're given this graph and the equation that created this graph. And we're told that this is the projected profits for a car company. So along the bottom here, we've got months since January. And along the side, we've got the profit in thousands of dollars. And so you can see that right at the beginning of the year, they start selling this new vehicle. And within about a month and a half, they've gotten up to about $100,000 profit. It dips down before heading back up. But we're told that for whatever reason, there was a delay in the manufacture of this vehicle. So it cost them 2 months. So they weren't able to start selling this car at the beginning of January. They started selling it at the beginning of March instead, 2 months later. And they want to know what is this curve going to look like? And then what would the equation for the new curve look like? We're going to call this d of x for the delay. So this is d of x. And we want to look at what the graph looks like and then also give an equation for the expected profits after the 2-month delay. So what the 2-month delay is going to do is just going to shift this whole graph over by 2 months. So instead of starting here at the beginning of January, we're starting at the beginning of March. And we'll reach this maximum here at between 3 and 4 months. So we'll be up to about here. And so we'll have something that looks like that. It's just this graph shifted over by 2 months. So it shifted to the right. And so when we go to create this equation, we're going to want to replace the x with x minus 2. In other words, we're going to subtract 2 inside the parentheses, and that's going to be a shift to the right. Now, when I say inside the parentheses, I mean we need to create parentheses for all of these. Another way to think about it is just that we're replacing all of these x's with x minus 2. We're subtracting 2 months from each of the x values. So this would be 10 times x minus 2 cubed minus 70 times x minus 2 squared plus 150 times x minus 2 minus 2. And that's it. That's all this question is asking you to do. We don't need to go and simplify that equation. Just leave it in that form. All that we're trying to get you to see here is that in this that we can shift this graph over to the right, and we can create a new equation for that by replacing all the x values with x minus 2.